Build the most dangerous Lego plane to fend off an alien invasion, survive tough crash tests, and hit all targets.
Sigma!
In this video, I will build and test working Lego warplanes, starting from the smallest one with minimal functionality to a real giant with truly destructive weapons. Let's start, as usual, with a small one. Let's create a simple body with wings and add a cannon. The weapon of the miniature airplane will be this Lego cannon, shell of which I modified. Well, the miniature warplane is ready, but we need a pilot to fly this machine. A regular figure is clearly not the right size for this plane. That's why we need a mini version of it. We're ready to fly. By pulling the lever, we can drop a projectile right on the minifigure's head. It couldn't take the impact, but if the figures will be more than one, the mini airplane will not be able to perform the task, so the next model will need a more powerful weapon. Now I decided to build a bigger airplane. This version already has 4 cannons on board. The hull design is more complex, with reinforced wings and additional parts for stability. The weapons are improved shells, which have a higher hitting power when dropped. Tests have shown that such an airplane can destroy not only one, but several figures at once. However, the protective wall of bricks still remains an insurmountable obstacle. Let's move on to the next level of difficulty. This time I want to create a mini fighter jet. Taking as a basis an existing Lego set, I decided to simply arm it by adding a mechanism with a hidden weapon, namely with the already familiar spring Lego cannon. Firing a dart from such a cannon resembles the flight of a rocket. And the destructive energy is enough to tear down the barrier in the form of a brick wall and hit the figure. This is the third airplane, and I still haven't built a place to put them, namely an airbase. Laying out the plates on the table, I began to build out the runway. To create hangars for the airplanes, I used a secret technique that allows me to create curved shapes. Finally, the airplanes can be positioned. I also decided to add some other buildings to make the airbase look more complete. But here's the trouble. Our base has been infiltrated by unknown aircraft, and alien invaders are landing from them. Now I want to create more destructive and autonomous flying machines, and I decided to start by creating a fighter plane at the beginning of its history, when behind the propeller of the airplane was a machine gun, which allowed it to hit both air and ground targets. I took Lego tech parts and built this chassis with a motor that spins the propellers, finished the appearance of the aircraft by adding wings and tail with stabilizers. Well, the airplane is ready. Let's check the work of the weapon. The weapon magazine is loaded with this kind of axle and inserted into the front of the airplane. The weapon is triggered by starting the engine. I used a system using gears and a lever with a rubber band to create the machine gun. Everything works, but the rotating propeller often becomes a hindrance and bullets hit it and do not reach the target. I wonder how it worked in those warplanes. There was a special mechanism that adjusted the frequency of propeller rotation to the frequency of shots, but in my case, the velocity of the shells is lower than the speed of the propeller, which becomes a problem. To make the cannon still work, I decided to sacrifice the rotation of the propeller and simply disconnected it from the drive. This solution allowed me to make the Lego machine gun more stable. During the test, such an airplane showed excellent results. It successfully destroyed the minifigures. There's one item I haven't yet accomplished when making Lego airplanes, and that is flight. Obviously, a Lego airplane is unlikely to fly, but maybe I can come up with something. Having assembled a small launcher, I decided to check whether a Lego airplane can fly. As you can see, it failed. Of course, I would like to achieve a result similar to how this toy glider flies.
That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
But it's not Lego. I tried to build an airplane from Lego plates, reducing its weight as much as possible and increasing the area of the wings, and it gave a noticeable result. The plane flew a few meters, but unfortunately the landing was not soft, which completely destroyed the structure.
Bruh.
Well, it is very difficult to make a Lego airplane fly, so I decided to simulate the flight by building a cable system and suspending the airplane on rollers. This way I can simulate flight. By moving the cables in different directions, I can move the airplane forward and backward. Well, it's time to vacate the airbase, prepare for flight and take off. As we approach the airbase, it's time to activate our machine gun. The alien invaders have been hit hard, but the big bosses are still standing.
Sigma!
Sigma boy, Sigma boy, Sigma.
Well, apparently we need a more modern fighter plane. This airplane's main weapon will be a drop of powerful projectiles, which due to the fall from a height will cause damage to the enemy. For this purpose, I have assembled a cylindrical compartment in which the shells are placed. The actual projectiles have this appearance. Inside, there is a rotating structure that pushes the projectiles and ejects them in turn from the bottom hole. The last step is to assemble the case. In the end, I got a fighter like this. The appearance is just amazing, and the working mechanism of the shells will be able to help us in the liberation of the airbase. But the first thing I want to do is test it on a Lego fortified castle. See if it can protect this figure from our fighter jet.
Fighter pilot!
The Lego fighter's already over the castle, activating the projectile dropping system. What's left of the castle is nothing but ruins. I think we're ready to strike at the alien invaders. Flying over the base, the Lego fighter starts dropping shells right on the aliens, and this time they can't escape. The alien monsters can't resist our fighter.
Ow!
The airbase is back under our control. Our mini-planes are not badly damaged, but how will the Lego airplane cope with liberating the Lego city from the different monsters that have taken it over?
Bruh.
Dinosaur.
No. Fuck boy.
That wasn't a problem. All the characters were defeated, but we need a weapon that will destroy them for sure. Now it is time to create the biggest and most powerful model. This airplane will be a true giant. After assembling the airframe of the airplane, I decided to incorporate an auto-drop system into it. To do this, I made a mechanized ramp, and inside the airframe is a linear actuator that will push the projectile to be jettisoned once the ramp is opened. As you can see, it works. Then we can get to the exterior. This model has become a real Lego monster, assembled from the largest parts. This airplane will not have a built-in weapon on board because its only task will be to deliver something to the right place. Delivering this monster will be a Lego nuke. For its creation, I used a Lego trick, which allowed me to achieve a spherical shape. Look at the end result compared to the Lego figure. I can't even imagine the destructive energy this weapon will have. Load the nuclear Lego munition into the warhead bay. Close the ramp. And it's time to take off to deal with the invaders. The commander gives the go-ahead to drop the projectile and presses the red button. The test results exceeded all expectations. This airplane destroyed an entire Lego city, and with it all the aliens. Its power and functionality make it virtually invincible. Or is it? Let's do a crash test and see what happens to airplanes during a plane crash. But let's start in order, starting with the very first airplane. Yeah, the last airplane wasn't that strong after all, but it's even better because look how sticky its destruction looks in slow motion. It's a shame about this little guy, just wreckage, but it was worth it. This experiment clearly showed how diverse Lego planes can be, from miniature models to real giants. Each design contributed to the overall success. Write in the comments which of the airplanes you liked the most, and also share ideas for future tests. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you don't miss new experiments. Thanks for watching and see you soon in new videos.